Hi guys, coming at you with episode 21, fresh off my holiday to Dubai. There's a bit of a tan if you're watching this on YouTube. Not a great one, but listen, I'm British and it's April, so this is the best I can do. So today's episode, I'm going to talk about selling without being salesy. Now, this is something I've got quite a lot of passion about, and it's really off the back of I'm seeing a lot of posts, sponsor posts, things on Instagram talking about handling sales objections, selling on the call, and things of that nature. Now, I'm not taking anything away from sales. We're all in sales. We're all selling a product if we're coaches. We're selling on-floor PT. We're selling our online coaching services. We're selling something. We're all in sales. My issue with this is we're making it more into a objection handle pressure sale situation rather than being a product-based sale. And I'll come into what I mean by that. But for me, it's taking away from what coaching actually is, and it's more putting pressure onto that sales process rather than actually delivering a fantastic product. So think about if you were to walk into, I don't know, a car dealership, or you wanted to go and buy an iPhone. No one needs to do an objection handle with that. They don't need to hard sell you an iPhone. You're going to go and buy it because the product's amazing. You don't need to have some high pressure sales script or can we take your payment now immediately? You know it's a good product. You bought into the brand. You bought into all those things, and you're going to buy it. And for me, that's how coaching should work as well. The sale should happen before the sales call, before the inquiry even, and that's going to give you a lot of benefits. So when I see these people selling like that, what I think is you're going to get people who are going to feel guilt signing up. They're going to have buyer's remorse. Buyer's remorse if they bought a product or bought an item, you're like, shit, why have I bought that? And you want to go and take it back. You're going to get a lot of people feeling that way. You're going to have a shorter lifespan of that client. And also, typically the coaches I see do this are the ones that are putting more stock into that sales process, that sales objection handling, than they are into actually becoming a good coach. So I think there's a better way to do this, and one that's going to give you more longevity within this game, and one that's going to ultimately make you enjoy your job more, and it's going to give your clients better results. And that is quite simply be product focused, which is ultimately the product you're selling is your coaching. Be a better coach. So with that, instead of having this sales process like I mentioned, what we want to do really is to think of a couple things which are going to make up that sale. So before we think about hard selling someone, let's think about what value are we offering. So as a coach, we should make sure that our skill set is high. We know how to coach. We know physiology. We know anatomy. We know biomechanics. We know potentially PEDs. We know exercise selection. We know programming. We know training design. All that sort of stuff. Again, if anyone's interested in that, we can sign up to the Strong Coaching Academy. That's going to be as my resource for that. We've got Physique Collective for the PED side of things. There's some fantastic resources out there. You can learn about that. And then what we're going to do, and this is something I'll cover in potentially future podcasts and certainly cover it within the Academy, is think about how we're then going to present that to our audience. So your coaching is the product. You've got to decide who that product is for. So focus on talking to the right people. So I talk to coaches. I'm talking to you guys that are watching this, listening to this. I talk to coaches. Everyone's got their own individual niche, if you want to call it that, their demographic in which they speak to. Focus on talking to the right people that your product is a good fit for, and then deliver value. Help them out. Show them that you know how to help them, right? That's going to be you're delivering a lot of upfront knowledge-based information, and you're also going to show results, client results, to show you can do the thing that you're saying you can do with people like them, right? And then do that for a long time. You're showcasing results using the knowledge that you've got, the fantastic coaching ability that you have. And what you're doing off the back of that is you're then getting results with people like the people that you're trying to help, and people are going to start looking at you. They're going to go through your sales funnel, if you will. So they're going to see you. They're going to maybe start liking your content, get one of your lead magnets, learn a bit more about you, see the results they're getting with the client, and then they're going to inquire for coaching at the right time that works for them. And at that point, they're already sold. They've already got an interest in the product, quote unquote, which is you and what they're going to get from it. And therefore, you don't need to hard sell them on the back end. That's not something that needs to happen. You don't need to start talking about objection handling. You don't need to get their payment details on the call. All of a sudden, you're going to have a very profitable coaching business that's built in the right way, based upon knowledge, delivering that knowledge to the client to get results, doing that for a long period of time. And there becomes this thing of reciprocity, where the more you give, the more you get in return. So I remember I did a Q&A maybe 2 years ago, and someone said, do you never worry about the amount of questions that you answer on a Q&A or the value you give? You go, absolutely not. Because if that's what people are getting for free, imagine what they get with the coaching. There's never going to be a situation where you give away too much and you don't get that back in return in some way. Even if it's just helping people that can't afford coaching, that's good in and of itself. And this is something I've seen from Alex Hormozy. He talks about he wants to win people's trust, which is worth more than any sale. I'm like, well, that's exactly what this is as well. I think if you consistently do that and people know what you're about, they're going to sign up to coaching eventually without the need to have this high pressure scenario. And I do think the coaching industry is probably going to change within the next 3 to 5 years, because I think people are going to get wise to it. If you think kind of back in the day, everyone was buying these like crappy diet programs and diet hacks and all this stuff. People are wise to it. They know that doesn't work. If you remember like all the Love Island and Big Brother contestants selling you this dream fat loss product, no one buys it anymore because people are becoming smarter to it. It's going to be the same with coaches, also with business mentors selling you these sales systems, like 3 steps to sales systems. We're going to get better than that. And quite frankly, I think if you need to hard sell someone into sales, your coaching is just not good enough. Be better at coaching, be better at delivering all the bits I just mentioned, and you're going to have a better coaching business, full stop. Now, don't get me wrong, I think you still need to sell, which is why I was saying selling without being salesy. But that selling comes in more of a consultative approach. So when I say that, a consultative approach is listening to the person, if they're like say on a sales call or chatting to someone, say someone inquires for coaching, asking what it is that they want and then aligning to see if you can deliver with that with your coaching product, if you will. That's then, if it does align, you say, this is what I offer. Are you interested? Off you go. That's consultative selling. I found out what you want. My product matches what you want. Here you go. And again, I don't think you need to hard sell that. Like I say, I worked in sales for 12 years, and we never ever hard sold someone, because ultimately, when we think about the coaching business as well, what is it that you want from a client? You want a couple of things. I think so anyway. You want that client to stay with you for a long period of time, which is going to, if you're going to look at it from a business perspective, you're going to increase the lifetime value, the LTV of the client. So you want them to stay for a long period of time. You want to make sure that you're getting results for that client. We want to have, from the back of that, social proof, to like in the pictures, transformations, all those things. And do you think you're more likely to get that from an upfront high pressure sale where you take their money, maybe do a 3 month, 6 month upfront? Or do you think you're going to get that from showcasing all that value along the route I've mentioned, signing them up based upon a consultative sell, and then from the fact that you're actually good at your job, delivered fantastic results over time? Personally, I think you're more likely to have someone who's going to stay with you for longer by doing the latter, right? And I'm sure we could argue, yes, it's harder to be a really good coach than just to become a really good salesperson, maybe. But I actually like doing my job quite ethically and having a clear conscience there. I'm not just selling someone a bunk product. So yes, you do need to sell a product. Yes, you do need to have confidence in what you're doing. But I think that confidence doesn't come from pitching someone. I think that confidence comes from having the skills of being really, really good at your job, going about that sales process, if you want to call it that, a sales funnel via whatever medium you use. Mine's typically Instagram, of knowing who I'm talking to, delivering value to them, offering a lot of free resources, lead magnets, etc. Then consistently showing them I get results with people like them, and eventually they're like, at the right time, this person's the right person for me. We'll have a conversation. I'll align my product, my coaching with their goals. I might say it's not the right fit, and eventually they'll sign up. That's delivered a very profitable coaching business for me, a very profitable coaching business for lots of my friends and my mentees. So that's the way I would go about it if I was looking at focusing on selling without being salesy. But like I say, if that's the way Instagram's going with the hard sell approach, the more you focus on being really, really good at your job, the more you can differentiate yourself from the crowd. And like I said earlier, I think there's going to be a point within the next couple of years where people are going to get wise to it, and they're going to realize that actually a product-based, results-based driven coach who's consistently speaking to them and offering value, and clearly you can tell who's in this game for coaching, who isn't. I think people are going to start to notice that. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is a very short episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. Hope you took some value out of it. Understand what we can do as a coach to not be super salesy, and what good sales, in my opinion, looks like, and how we might want to do that. I'll obviously cover this in some of the lectures on the Strong Coaching Academy. If there's any points in this you want me to go a bit deeper into, let me know. I'm happy to cover it on a future episode. Thanks so much for listening, guys, and speak to you soon.